at some point it gets difficult to deal with them.
And while Alliance are putting pressure on this tower, it's going to get difficult with S4 now. Showing his position.
Oh, there's a hook on mid. Puppey caught out again. Nikwa popping the early blade mail pickup. Gets the kill. Would have had it anyway. In the meanwhile, there's a lasso, but it's on Loda. He's rather tanky. They're going to maybe try to another strike him back. I don't know if they can actually take this fight. Mech comes out. They're going to lose one. No, Zai tries to charge away. He can't quite do it. The poison takes him down. Now S4 stun. Another volley of auto attacks comes forth, and all of a sudden, Pablo scores a double kill.
Very questionable that Secret chose to go on that. They knew Alliance was there, right? They've seen them.
They saw at least two. I think they saw three.
So they tried to go on a Viper who has mech treads and a Venge and Dazzle and backup.
I don't think they knew the Venge was
super
there.
Unlikely.
I think they saw the Dazzle and the Viper, and they had seen the Sniper.
I actually think just Dazzle and Viper would have won that engage alone.
At least they would have stalled before for the team to show up.
Yeah,
the tier 1 is still here for the raid.
That was a very high-risk play.
Yeah, there's something to be said for giving a little space to the team, but in this case, Secret hasn't gotten too much. They do take a tier 1 top, but it's the least important tower in the entire game, so not a huge loss.
Zai's going to find a rune.
So too will Pycat.
Double damage!
This is that stage of the game where second nighttime hits, and you probably want to be sticking together if you're Alliance as much as possible. Don't want to be giving any easy pickoffs to this Bat Rider Zeus Spear Breaker trio.
And this is when the real challenge begins. Like this nighttime still has half remaining, but then there's also darkness. Can Alliance start pressuring tier 2s already? Because I think when we get a little bit further into the game, and they will inevitably have to start split pushing a little bit and defending their lanes on from time to time, there's very easy pickoff potential for Team Secret. So this is when Alliance, I feel like their draft is at its strongest, or during the next 5 minutes, I would like to see them get a lot done on the map here. But they need to be so careful with their positioning. Especially the Venge really needs to not get caught out so they have the counter to the last.
And Secret are always going to have great intelligence because of the Zeus as well as the Bat Rider. They should be able to get some nice vision and potentially find their openings. S4 starting to toy with them a little bit. Chucking a sticky napalm out here and there. Nikwa also playfully pump faking the hook shot, but nobody really wanting to commit just yet. They just want to let Pycat chip away at the tower. Use that Venge defensively behind him. If they go in for the last, so you have an easy swap. You also have a Grave and a hook shot. There are 3 great ways to interrupt Secret if Secret goes in, and as a result, it seems they're not really too eager to take this fight.
Middle tower is under attack.
I like Secret's decision to give Night Stalker farm in this situation a lot. They recognized, okay, if we just keep playing him as a support, he's going to become like a non-factor. So they not only give him Midas, but also give him quite a bit of lane farm, and Zai has taken a little more of a defensive support role on the Spirit Breaker. So they kind of swap the roles around. I think it's the right call here. And Nikwa is going to see Kuroki and vice versa here.
Well,
doesn't look like anyone really wants to fight. And Alliance, they take a tier 2 for free. This is what their lineup needs to do.
Yeah, they don't even lose the
Next
tier 1 in the
objective.
end. Well, this might be that point where you start to think about Roche. Hook shot was attempted here, but bit off the mark. S4 just going to TP away. Now, let's see where Alliance want to go next. They have a lot of... Even though Secret has the vision lineup, it's Alliance with the big tower advantage right now. They might be able to use this to find some kills. They look for Zai here. Shrapnel coming out to try and give them vision. A secondary Shrapnel deployed. Instant stun, mid-charge. Nicely played there by Mad, though. He gets lasso. He may pay. There's the Grave, well-timed. Nether Strike now wasted. S4 gonna go down. Assassinate not even needed. Good start here for Team Alliance. Haven't lost anyone. Mech comes out. Everybody just so durable. Between the Mech, the Urn Charges, the Grave, the Dazzle Heals. This Alliance squad is not easily put down. In fact, they're all at full health. And they're going to push.
It looks like Team Secret keep trying to take these fights like 2, 3 versus 5-ish. And I mean, it's understandable that Troll doesn't get involved right now because he's actually really weak against this kind of lineup in this situation. But they need to wait until high ground and then try to take the fight there. Like fighting right outside the base was a super risky play once again. And
it really feels like Troll can't do anything this game. He's walking into cogs. Even if he gets someone low, they're probably getting graved or swapped out / healed. Sniper is going to sit extremely far back, and you look at Arteezy's farm, he's just not even close to being big enough to jump anybody. It feels like a game where he may just have to try to work a blink into his build just so he has some way to get on top of either these supports or even the Sniper.
The thing it does provide, though, is battle trance.
That's true.
When they get levels on both the, especially with the Night Stalker getting farm and the Spirit Breaker closing in on, well, he's almost got level 4 greater bash, then all of a sudden those attacks start dealing a lot of damage. Nice hook shot from Nikwa. This is a very easy kill on S4 again.
Oh, with
Isn't
the death
having
of
the
the
best of
Bat Rider,
Bat Rider
is it
games
time
here.
for Alliance to just take this Roshan? S4 on the sidelines for 30 seconds here. Alliance have an opportunity. Will they take it? Seems like for now, Secret are just nervous. They don't want to get picked off. They're starting. It's only 8-4, but these kills have been important kills. They're leading to a tower mid, and now potentially to a Roshan, as Alliance will move into the pit. And it looks like Secret aren't even going to try to contest this.
I'm not sure if this...
Roshan has fallen to
I'm starting to think whether this is an Axe Night Stalker game or not. Like, Kuro is going for it. He has shown the point booster and, of course, is farming a lot, but...
What else would you get? BKB?
I'm wondering if getting like an abundance of vision, they already have Zeus ult, they already have Charge, they already have Firefly, if they also need the Night Stalker Axe, because the problem is not that they don't have vision of the fights, it's that they can see the fight, they just can't take
They can't
it.
walk in.
And Axe on Night Stalker doesn't really make you much of a fighter. It's incredible for information, it's really good for preventing heroes from juking you and TPing out, you can always just void them across across trees, etc. But their
just
actual
feels like
fighting power is really underwhelming right now.
I agree, but it also feels like their lineup's not really built to do anything else. They have heroes that are entirely built to find kills. Night Stalker, Spirit Breaker, Bat Rider, and Zeus. These heroes do not really push. Troll's the only one that does, and he's been split pushing. I don't disagree with you, Sin, but what else could you even go for?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
You could get a BKB, but even if you have a BKB, are you really walking into Sniper, Viper, Clockwork? I don't think so. Maybe you can soak up a little extra damage.
Yules.
Aha! You were a pioneer before your time,
I actually don't know. It's a pretty difficult... I feel like it's just a bad Night Stalker game, to be honest. Like, draft-wise, they picked it early and it's been counterpicked very hard, so it's like you need so many different things and none of them seem really sufficient. But if they can... I think more than anything for Team Secret, it's just about their decision-making so far in this game. They've actually got themselves killed quite a few times on trying to take fights that are just ridiculously difficult. And I think at this point they've learned their lesson and they just play a lot of more split push and try to only defend on high ground.
Radiant's top tower
And that is the way to go. Regardless of item build, I think this is the way they need to play the game strategically. And Alliance, they're also doing the right thing. The question is, this is a big moment. Can they get the first lane? And
There's
a
your
20 hook shot!
Right onto Puppey. No Cox coming out. He does get off the blade now, though. Nico pulled in deep. It is a 1-for-1 with the Zeus buying back. Now Loda pulled back by another strike. Tower's almost dead. And Arteezy not yet coming to this fight. Still working on the tier 2 in the top lane. They lay into Zai. He will drop to Loda. Both range core standing strong. They swap in Puppey. That's a dieback on your Zeus. And with that, they may just continue pushing Sin. The Troll now returning, but Arteezy, he'll try to get something done here. Matt sitting back, very far back actually is Pycat. They charge onto Ake. Zai looking to rejoin this fight as well. That's a buyback on him too. Engaging onto Loda. There's the Grave though. They need potentially a swap. They don't have one. Maybe a bench stun. Good bashes here for the Troll as well as for the Spirit Breaker. Arteezy dropping low. Pycat survives. The charge comes through. He needs one more hit. He goes for the TP out. He doesn't get Pycat. What a disaster for Team Secret. Oh, he thought he had him. And then, in the end, that's 2 diebacks, and along with that, a couple of additional deaths. The Bat Rider as well as the Troll, and they came back with the Troll. They're not split pushing. What does Secret even do at this point? They're going to bring Puppey in. He might just die here to Nikwa. Hookshot is ready to go again.
And Pycat's full health again. They have so much sustain with this Urn, with the Dazzle, Shadow Wave, and they're going to get the first lane of Barracks, minute 21.
It feels oddly reminiscent of what IG did to Alliance. Not quite as one-sided, but it's like, we're just going to run at you, and your lineup is not strong enough to fight us at the 20-minute mark. Already a lane of Rax down. Alliance looking good here in an elimination best of 3.
Yeah, and Pycat, he even had Aegis in that fight. So he still has it. They could just go again, hookshot again onto S4.
They have these, oh, no mana for Assassinate. Looks like that may allow him to survive. S4 desperately trying to find something more here. Does have the last, so he's going to go for Nikwa. Insta swap because Mads just hit level 11. 25 experience above the threshold. Probably would have gotten the Grave off anyway, even if they needed it, but just making it even easier for Alliance to retreat out.
Secret are going to need a miracle at this point. The game was actually... So this is what's interesting, right? We talk about how difficult it is to siege high ground in this version generally, how most teams are really good at defending. The Secret lineup actually even has Zeus and Bat Rider to defend high ground, which are pretty good high ground defense heroes, and still, Alliance broke the base with a 2,500 gold lead. They got racks. This is just a way better composition for sieging than Secret has at defending.
Yes.
And the way Secret's lineup usually defends high ground is that Zeus just keeps spamming out spells, and then ultimately Static Field starts playing a big role and heroes have to retreat. You just heal it up with Shadow Wave every time. They don't care.
And it's a level 1 Static Field and a level 1 Zeus ult. It's not even maxed Arc Lightning, so sure, you were right, I think, to some extent, that support Zeus doesn't need as much as core Zeus, and that's fine, but he's gotten just so little. It feels like a lot of this game is just coming down to the overall lineup just being a little bit too greedy. Too many heroes that need space, need time. Alliance heroes that come online with very little. Venge, Dazzle as the supports, even the Clockwork off lane, and kind of like how Tinker was drafting yesterday in their opening match versus Cloud9, where it felt like for a long time that their supports just brought more to the table. But the difference is this game, Alliance are pushing that advantage a lot more.
Yeah, and Secret has worse high ground defense than
that game.
Cloud9
They
did
actually
in
had
that
a good high ground defense. I think it was
They
like
what was
Sniper, Clockwork.
Sniper,
Shaker.
Shaker, Beastmaster.
Yeah, that was right.
Top tower
They
is under
had really
attack.
good high ground defense, but I think in this game the Viper pick has really played a very crucial role. It's disallowing Troll from joining fights, is making it very difficult for Spirit Breaker to do anything, and when you have both Viper and Sniper against all these heroes that need to come in close, you just kite them for days. You cast Viper Strike on one, Sniper keeps getting headshots, and it makes your melee cores that need to run in an attack pretty much useless. Like you saw in that last fight, Ortiz actually got some decent damage out, but couldn't get the job done at all still.
There's your hook. Comes through on 2. S4 getting caught out. Does Force Staff himself away. Is there an assassinate? Icat already used it, so nothing left in the tank here. Line's going to continue their siege. And they're up on the high ground. Arteezy just now taking down that tier 2 bottom. Last time he came back, they didn't win the fight, and he died, but well, let's see. Loda up aggressively positioned. Toss out the Viper Strike. That one misses, but he's got the egg, so he can afford to go for these plays. And Sin, how do you initiate? If you go on Loda, you have to drag him out of swap range, but it's a level 2 swap.
They have to
Also
go now.
Brave.
They know Weave is down. That's like the most important thing, is that Ake has expended that already.
They're not going right
they
now.
fight into
It's
Weave, it's gonna
daytime.
be,
The
like,
Night Stalker
impossible.
just not even making his move yet. Has the ultimate, not popping it. They got to go soon. Puppy down.
S4's gonna die.
Kuroki charging
Oh
in.
my
S4
lord.
will go down towards the well. Meanwhile, Kuroki runs into 3, and all the while they do find Loda. Never got up the mech. Chain bash. Then the charge through. Nikwa, however, surviving. Swap in onto Puppy. They'll make their go on him. They don't even need the Viper. No mech required here. As Alliance confidently push in. That Zeus has no buyback. The Spirit Breaker, no ultimate available. And Alliance caving in. A second lane of Rax here in game 1. Looking like they might even take the full game at this rate. It's just hard to see how Secret turned this.
Yeah.
They've already taken their trades. They went for the tier 2 top and bottom. Then they came back to defend, and that was Arteezy's big unveiling of his 10-second BKB. It just doesn't do anything.
Oh, and
against this
another
lineup.
kill for Pycat with Assassinate. He's now beyond God, like 10-0-4.
And the snipers ho-ho and ha-ha and all the way to the bank right now.
This is just a really good strategic win for Alliance. Like, I'm going to call it a win by now. It's going to take like a miracle for Secret. They are going to try, but Arteezy is going to be on the receiving end instead here, almost actually getting himself in a lot of trouble.
A little worried about the lasso. No reason to dive for that kill. You really don't need it. Oh, maybe Matt's going to get caught. He is the gem carrier here. He could swap himself down. Nope. There's the blink away. He may have to... Oh, he'll get Force Staff. Nicely played by Nikwa. And he's still trapped. But he'll be okay.
Okay.
Well, Matt's like, thank you. That saves me
It's
waiting for
knocked
the Force
down,
Staff.
yeah. So, the thing about this draft is, I mean, we've seen it in play already, how Alliance can just 5-man and Secret have a very hard time pushing, but it's like Alliance have taken all the opportunities they needed to, and the Secret has given them like a little bit of bonus. There's
Yeah,
been a couple
few
of times where it's
extra
like,
deaths, a few heroes get charging in where they didn't need to.
it seems like in the mentality of Secret when they play like this, in this game they have a hard time accepting that they couldn't fight. They were like, okay, we need to do something, we're losing the map, this is not good. And you understand that they're starting to get like claustrophobic as they're losing all of their towers, but these two team fights they engaged into, like 2-3 or 2-4, 2-5, were actually really important. It just gave Alliance some extra golden experience that they needed and some more confidence in just pushing forward and realizing, oh, there's absolutely nothing threatening us anymore in this game.
Well, they're going to chuck out a rocket. In the meanwhile, another Aegis. This one onto Pycat. Alliance. It's one more lane of racks to go. There is also a tier 2 still standing here in the bottom lane. But, I mean, really, Sin, I don't think they even need to farm this Aegis out. You just can go right now as 5 bottom. Why stop?
And they've got a 12,000 gold lead. I think they would be stronger than Secret with a 0 gold lead as well. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't just like the graph is just a number here. It's just the composition of their lineup. Even if they weren't this far ahead, they would still be really far ahead. So I want to say this 12,000 gold lead corresponds to a normal game, quote unquote.
Like 20,000.
Having a 25,000
Yeah.
gold lead, it feels like Alliance are just that far ahead.
The one hero who I feel like could really change that equation if he had farm would be the Zeus. If this was a core Zeus and he had big items and it was an even gold game, it could be a lot different. But
Yes.
he's the big damage dealer. Spirit Breaker, Night Stalker, they feel very underwhelming in the engagements. They run into just too many things that counter them and control them and deal with them.
I think going back to the draft, that's just
Dire's bottom tower.
I feel like
has
Secret
fallen.
analyzed the game wrong with that call of putting Zeus on support. Like, yeah, sure, the Clockwork would maybe have had an even easier time if it was 2 melee support stop, but he had a really easy game anyway. Like, Zeus can't really threaten the Clockwork, can't attack him, because then you just get cogged in and die, or get cogged out. Doesn't really harass that well in the very low levels compared to other supports, and like you said, static field and a high-level Zeus is what could have held the high ground for them, whereas the core Spirit Breaker in this game has been pretty much a non-factor, it seems, most of the time.
And for the most part, the Night Stalker as well.
Yeah, but he had to play support no matter what in the start. And then they gave him farm, which I think was a good call. I don't think Zeus could have really taken that much farm as he needed to get relevant. But
He was just too easy to kill at that point. They're trying to do a bit of dewarding here, and Viper Strike going to find S4. Then a hook shot comes in. Man, he drops fast. Pycat was ready. Fresh, shiny Maelstrom to go with his new Eye of Scotty, and he's laying into Zai. He's diving him back towards the tier 4, so kill him off too. Arteezy may be next. Pycat, he'll have Mercy here and deal with the creeps instead as the Zeus ult comes out. This looks to be the end. Secret getting demolished in game 1. Alliance showing no signs of the battering they took yesterday from IG. They look good here, Sins. Very good.
yeah, this is a really good draft, really good execution from them as well. They did exactly what they needed to do. Right calls in the right order. They got a really good start with both bounty runes. They had good lanes. Found the pickoffs they needed as well.
It kind of feels like the games yesterday with Secret, I feel like that was one of the things where they struggled with against, it was Malaysia, right? Where their laning stage, it felt like they were kind of expecting not to be pressured too much versus Malaysia. And I don't know if they expected that today, but it ends up being when they receive pressure, their draft just wasn't that well equipped to deal with it.
Yeah. They were looking for skirmishes, and there was never really a skirmish available on the map. So if you draft a very heavy skirmish lineup and you can't find any, then obviously the kind of deathball lineup for Alliance here, deathball lineup with Sniper, is
Sniper Viper.
You know, it's difficult
All
to
the
deal
Vipers.
with. Like, just from a strategic standpoint, I think this game, if they play this game again and Secret lane the same way, they will lose again. Like, I don't see how this draft will win. If they play this game over 10 times, maybe Secret, for me, wins it once or twice.
Yeah. It would take some really good runes, heroes being out of position multiple times, maybe bad vision in the first nighttime getting caught by... I mean, S4 got his haste turns, too.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't enough.
It wasn't even... Secret were unlucky by any means in this game. They just didn't really stand a chance. So I think... Coming back, I'm curious what the panel thinks, but I think this Zeus needed to be a core in this game for them to win. So.
Well, with that said, guys, this is a best-of-3 series, but right now, Alliance are leading Secret 1-0. We're going to take a short break here, but when we return, we'll see if Secret can strike back, force a deciding Game 3, or if Alliance are going to take the series 2-0. Stay tuned, you're watching Starladder Season 12.